And this is the best of the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online on Spreaker. I'm Gary J. Russen with you, and we're wrapping up our show. And with some of those really good segments that we've got coming up now. And one of them, of course, is the segment I'm telling you about. This was a great time. This was off our show from January 19th. And I don't know what I was exactly doing, but it was something I was doing. I don't remember what I was doing exactly. And then Mike rang in. Here, when I'm on doing the show. Let's see. Wait a minute, we got a line in right now here in the G-Room, in the radio ranch. Let's hit it. Hello, you're on the air. Hello? Hi, Mike. How you doing? Okay.
Now we're good. I turned my radio down.
Yeah, turn your radio down. Yeah, Blake was on here just a minute ago. He was telling me I was kind of a little too loud, but I turned my mic down a little bit.
They're sounding good.
Anyway, I was telling him how I did this one thing. Back when before podcasting, I had a little FM station in my apartment I had. And I used to do a thing called, I used to do a morning show. I used to, a long, long time ago. I had a thing called Rude Awakening. It was kind of a nasty thing to do, but I call people and wake them up. I better not give you bad ideas.
Well, I've thought about that before, but I haven't done it yet. This morning.
I heard yours this morning. It was good. I actually was not home, but when I came back, I listened to the podcast.
I used to do a program with my second wife. How many you got? And it was called Making Hair on the Air.
Ah.
It was kind of corny.
But you were having fun this day, though. I can tell you were having a blast this morning.
I got a lot out of Blake. Blake is quite a guy. He's got some good spiritual stuff to share.
I was telling him a few things about the 45-minute plan. I was telling him the idea to use both consoles. I use the web-based console and I use the studio, and I told him how to do that. When one goes out, the other one will continue.
Fantastic. Mike posted there, he's handling Mike very well. Maybe that's best. I don't know.
So when you get on, you listen to this again, you'll hear that one jingle I made. Yeah, I played it just a while ago.
Oh, with the bod.
Well, see, I was telling him, what I was thinking about, it was taken from an old, because I subscribed to this, I am on this old-time radio site. It's called OTR, and that's where I get a lot of my old-time radio shows I play on Radioland. And they got a jingle there. It goes back to the, I guess, early days of rock top 40 or pop radio. And it got a jingle. It's called the What's Happening sound. And I put my station in that and made a jingle out of it. And I was thinking it would be great if there was a group or some kind of band. I mean, I don't know if I could pay them anything because I don't have a budget. But it would be great if I could have a jingle made for this station. I mean, if you ever hear another guy on here who promotes my show, his name is Michael J. Martin. He's a friend of mine. He lived in South Carolina and moved further up here to Iowa. And he did a promo for me once. He's a recording artist. Fabulous one indeed. He even did a couple of albums. Yeah, and only that, this speaker on here doesn't work very good. It keeps cutting out.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Maybe I could, I get enough equipment to choke a horse. Maybe I could do up a little jingle or something.
Oh, that'd be fabulous.
Gary Russen program right here on Spreaker Radio.
I opened up with, well, it was that he told me I was distorted because I was having a little fun at the beginning of my show. I played Hugo Montenegro in the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it was one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. I'm a spaghetti western fan. I always have been. I always like Clint Eastwood. And Hugo Montenegro, yeah, he was the one who did the music for I Dream of Jeannie. Yeah, I am. I also do a trivia show. It's called Radio, Television, and Movie Classics. And what I do is I find all these old openings to the original TV shows with their original sponsors and play those. And then I have a thing called Retro Primetime, and I do an old lineup from the early days, early, like from the way. I go the lineups way back to the 50s and all the way up, and just do the primetime lineup of a certain night in a certain year.
I'm trying to find.
I even do cartoon lineup. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just do the primetime lineup.
Oh, yeah. There's that delay again. I heard every other word you said. I don't know if this speaker is maybe too loud or something. I don't know. It just seems to... I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit, see what happens. I'm going to crank it. Okay. Still hear me?
Yeah, do you have a landline?
Yeah, this is a landline phone.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy, I might have a gift for you. I've got a Gensler telephone patch.
Okay. I was talking about starting a patch system.
To me, those things are expensive.
Are they really?
Long time ago.
A phone patch system. I've been wanting to do that, but I didn't have no way of doing it. I don't know how to...
This is an official broadcast phone patch, rack mount. The guy just sent it to me. Really, we connected up back in 2004, I think, or when that whole WorldCom thing, everything went down the tubes for the company he was working for.
Ah.
He was going through some serious depression stuff, so we had some things in common. And
Wow.
he was kind enough to send me this piece of gear. So, if you want to cover the shipping, I'd send it to you.
Oh, boy.
I don't want it. It's just sitting in my basement. I mean, I don't have a landline anymore, so I really have no use for it.
Here's what I'm doing. I'm putting the microphone by the speaker, and then I crank the microphone up just a little bit on the board, and it's picking up so that I can hear you in my headphones.
Oh, okay.
So it's picking up that way, and I don't need to really talk that close to the mic either. And I can tell it's picking up because I can see the light on the VU meter moving with your voice, so I know it's picking up.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I gotta do something to do this right.
I'm just playing with effects. Is it coming through?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's just wait a minute. Wait.
Yeah. Wow. I was telling.
I'm just playing.
I'm like you, so I go all over the place. It's like I talk about one thing and I change subjects very rapidly.
What? Are you telling me that I can't focus?
I can't focus either.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not all bad, I think. Check out the Olympics. Oh, the Olympics is on. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that started today, didn't it?
I'm gonna head up to what you got. Well, let's see. There's myself, and then you have four folks tuning in right now, sir. What do you want, Wicker? Well, talk to me about your old radio day stuff, and where'd you go to school?
At the Ohio School of Broadcasting in Cleveland, Ohio first, which from Pittsburgh originally, grew up in Pittsburgh.
Oh, gosh. That's cool.
And I had influences because KQB, which is the top 40 station, had window studios downtown. I used to go down there and watch the DJ all the time.
Yeah, that would be fun.
And then they went to all news, and AM was going down the tubes when FM was starting to play top 40 music. And that station got sold, and then now I heard that KQV in Pittsburgh just got bought by another company, so they might be going back on. They got bought out.
I just realized I can click that. Now we're simulcasting on the 24/7 Muck radio.
Oh, am I on Muck? Wow.
Yeah. Simulcast. Now I can hook up my old FM transmitter again.
My FM transmitter is just a puny little iPad, one of those iPhone, wherever you connect up to. It's really to listen to something in cars that don't have decks in them. That's what it's for.
Yeah.
But I use it for my radio station.
I thought about hooking my this thing up again so I can just monitor whatever anywhere in the house, but I don't know.
Ooh, spying, are ya?
Pardon me?
Spying, are ya?
Oh, no. So what I have it'll go a little distance. I think it'll go about, half a block at least.
Yeah, they've been doing this a long time. They've been making those kind of transmitters for a long time that kids have played with. They had one I saw an old one time that was broadcast on the AM dial. And then I saw this record player that didn't have an amplifier to play through the radio. It was an old record player. Yeah.
Neato, slicko, smootho.
Yeah. Oh, I love this old stuff. And then I decided, well, once I got out of Cleveland, because the school had a radio station, but it only went maybe 2 city blocks, and it was for the students. And our broadcast instructor is hysterical. He was a heavy smoker. He was a chain smoker. His name is Roger Carter. He was a trip. He would if you had dead air in the studio, you got chewed out. Dead air, do something. He was a trip. He pounded on the window. If you did something wrong, he pounded on the window. You knew you were in trouble.
Yikes.
And we were trained. They had the turntables. They had the cartridge machines. I had 3 or 4 of those old cartridges, and all my life I wanted a cartridge machine. I think those are so cool because they turn around and re-cue themselves. They look like the big honking 8-track. So one time I did that. I got the old 8-track player I had, and I had an 8-track recorder. And I turned all my 8-tracks into these, what looked like these cartridges.
Cool.
Put all my commercials on them. It was hard to find an 8-track that recorded. Yeah, they never worked right.
I used to fix those.
Wow.
In fact, I was living in a mobile home at the time, and if somebody had an 8-track that broke, I would string that thing up and down the long hallway of my mobile home and then wind the sucker back up and then put the metal foil and shift gear thingy, whatever it was. Oh boy, some of the things I do for $1.
Well, yeah, now what I did was I flipped. The web-based console went out, and it continues now on the studio. So I just keep on broadcasting. I just click. See, the studio gives me 46 minutes and 4 seconds. So about 45:04, I hit that go live button on the studio. It'll just keep on going around and around and around. And then when the web base runs out, it just automatically kicks in.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So now I have to go. How do I find? Let's see, Gary Russen.
It should be showing me the next show part 2.
Oh, there it is, right there. Cool. That's neat.
I have to go part 1, part 2, part 3. I was putting dates on my shows, but I didn't think it's stupid because sometimes I have to cancel it and go through and I have to change all my dates. I have a document here on the computer on the Microsoft Word, and I call it program titles. I have all my program titles and the descriptions in order according to the show's name, and all I do is copy, paste from the document to the title, and I get all my typing done beforehand.
Well, that's a lot of work, isn't it?
Yeah, but I get on faster.
I'm trying to keep this really. Maybe that's one of the reasons I do it at the same time every day, so I don't have to go and change stuff. Plus consistency, if you can do it.
Well, you're talking about that, and maybe I ought to do that.
2 listeners. 3-hour program. 2 listeners.
Do you think that maybe perhaps, because I was telling you I've been having trouble with that. Why am I not getting... Why am I not getting the listeners? Is it because I'm going on at different times and going on a ride like that?
No, if you heard what I just said, we did a 3-hour podcast and we had a total of 2 listeners, and one of them was Blake's girlfriend. And I know who the other one was, and it's like, but you know what? It was okay because we got ministered to. I mean, I really enjoyed spending time with him, and so it's like, trying to understand that it's not. Oh, we've talked about it before. The fact that you like doing what you're doing, I think, is the most important thing. And then the fact that you get to glorify God on top of it. It's like, what do you want? Wicker? And if people catch the show, they catch the show.
Yeah, it's true. It's like I said before. This is the banter. This is the thing where I'm talking to you. But the thing about it is, most of my other shows end up where I'm ranting for like 3 hours. So it's like, all I do is turn it into a news talk program and just have reading news stories and commenting on them and trying to be Paul Harvey.
Yeah, but Gary, I've listened to some of those and I think you do a great job.
I mean, I'm talking to sound bites.
Well, what I'm saying is, it's a lot different getting on there and doing a speaker thing compared to doing an actual, more like a quote over-the-air broadcast with station breaks. I even try to keep up with that.
Well, see, I'm doing that closely because I'm using my AA degree for what it's good for. I sit down and produce 30-second promos, 30-second spots, and I mean, I'm offering advertising for free. Anybody wants to advertise their wares, I'll write a commercial for them and put it on my station.
All you want I know what you're saying, man. Hey, I hate to do this to you, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go walk my daughter home from work.
Oh yeah, you're telling me you have some family things to do at 9 o'clock. That's why I came on early, because I thought you have a chance to be on.
And I didn't even know you came on early. So when I got my phone, Blake said he'd been listening to your show and really liked it, and I'm going, well, what the heck? Actually, you started at 8 o'clock.
Well, I know. I wanted to get on early because I thought maybe you saw the message, but maybe you left the computer, and I didn't think that.
I'm okay. I'm thinking it. Anyway, yeah. Well, sir. It's fun. I'm glad we met. I'm glad we met through Spreaker.
Yeah. I'm telling you, our church has events that coming up this summer. I mean, let's see, we invite you down over here to Clinton. And
it's a long way away from Boone, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I thought about making a trip up to Boone.
Oh, no. See, I could take my motorcycle. I have a 1800 Honda.
Wow.
That'd be a great reason to go for a trip.
Let's say you would go on Interstate 80 going east.
Oh, okay, sweet. So that's towards Cedar Rapids?
Yeah, you go past Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, and then you go further with those, the Quad Cities.
Oh,
That's Davenport and Bettendorf.
Is Clinton part of the Quad Cities?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this goes back to 1979 when I went on my Illinois trip.
You probably came through here.
I was in that neck of the woods. That was weird. I got home alive.
Oh, well. Davenport's not a very safe place. There's parts of... Anyways, parts of Davenport I won't want to go in. Or be caught dead in.
Yeah. Well, and I was in the middle of Chicago without an ID.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's just a lot of things that weren't good about where I was.
I got a sister near Chicago, in a town called Mokina in Will County, around Joliet, near Joliet, New Lenox.
Well, I don't know where I was for sure, but I know I was lost, and I got home safe, and I could have been dead.
Yeah?
And I get to still be here.
Yeah, like that night I told you that story about I was stuck in Chicago all night. I was surprised I got to live through that, but... Oh, man.
Cool. Well, we're here for a reason.
Yeah.
Come on now, preacher brother. Hey, sir, I better get going. I got 7 minutes to get up.
Oh, yeah, you better get going. Yeah, you better take care of your daughter. Yeah. Thanks for calling.
I'll catch the rest of the show when you get back.
You bet.
All right.
Later. Yeah, take care.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Mike Myers, ladies and gentlemen. Now I got to turn up my phone a little bit. And of course, that was a great show. That January 19th show was fantabulous. I really had a great time doing it, and it was so much fun because we had a chance to talk to Mike on the air, and I really want to do that again. We got to get together on another show and have him on live again because that was a blast. That whole show was fantastic. I really enjoyed doing that. January 19th, Gary Russen program, Mike Myers on the radio with me that night. And, it was fun. It really was. I had a really good time with that one. Hey, coming up, yet to come, is our final part of our program, the last part of the Best of the Gary Russen program. And it's going to be when Ben Usman Osun was our guest, and we were talking about some news and politics and various things like that. It was a great piece. As a matter of fact, I was just talking to him a little bit on in the messenger before airtime today, and it may be where he may be back on with us again after I get out of the hospital. So I'm hoping that we can get him on again because that was a lot of fun the last time he was on. And I already invited him on for a show, and we'll make that plan as soon as I'm feeling up to it. And I'm somewhat healing, but yet feeling enough to go back on the air. And do another show. So more than likely, I got that set for a plan to have him on again real soon. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll have Ben on again here real soon here on GJRB Online on the Gary Russen program. Probably about May. Somewhere around there, we'll have him back on. Got probably some interesting stories to talk about. Got a lot of things going on there, so you might want to check it. But meanwhile, though, this is from our January 30th Gary Russen program when I had Ben Usman Osun on, and we were talking a lot about some really neat stuff, including atmosphere stuff and various things. So here it is from Gary Russen. Here we go. Let's see if we can get Ben on air. January 30th. Okay, he's ringing. One ringy-dingy, two ringy-dingy. Kind of will sound like Laugh-In. Laugh-In, remember. Oh, here he is. Hi, Ben. Okay, I'm not hearing you. Volume control. Why am I not hearing you? Where's the audio? Okay. Hello. Can you hear me? That's the question. Why am I not hearing you? That's bizarre. Hello? Gee, the vocal's gone. Hey, I hear you. Hello?
Hey, I can hear you nice and clear.
Okay, good. I was worried about that for a minute. I thought, kind of like a TV with the volume down. You're kind of like, what are they saying? Yeah, so welcome to the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online.
What's up, Gary? How's your day going?
Oh, not too bad. Kind of started a little bit rough. Last night I have GERD, really, the acid reflux. We get acid coming. Last night about 2:30 in the morning, I was woke up with it and was up till almost 5.
Baking soda is wonderful.
What is it?
Baking soda.
Oh yeah, baking soda. I've heard that and just bread. It's supposed to absorb it.
Usually bread.
Yeah, every once in a while you're cutting out. I don't know why. I missed your last 2 words.
That might be the signal.
Yeah. The internet. Gotta love it. It's a great miracle, but sometimes it doesn't work the way you want it sometimes.
Hey, what do you think about the State of the Union speech tonight? Do you think he's going to announce the memo?
I was going to ask you that. That's tonight. And this whole DACA thing. I don't know why they're making such a big deal out of it. These are illegals in this country that I have nothing against them. Okay, I have foreign friends. But this is to a point where they come into this country and then they gripe about this country. They bite the hand that feeds them. This is irritating. And
that's the thing. We shouldn't be. I think the actor James Wood said it best. I think that we shouldn't be having to argue with the government over whether or not illegals should be here.
Yeah.
It's like the biggest catch-22. It shouldn't even be debatable.
Yeah.
Being Obama illegally did an executive order on it to begin with, and everybody's up in arms about let these kids stay, and it's like they're all kids.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't get it. It's terrible.
Yeah, absolutely.
So seriously, what do you think of this whole bit with these kids who apparently now, these teenagers, who decide they're going to put a little dare on the internet for them to eat detergent pods? I mean, that just made me sick.
That's crazy.
It disappeared. You notice that? I think they nipped it in the bud before it was.
Yeah, it is. I think it's the media. I think nowadays is just a huge part to blame in a lot of things. Number one, if there's a mass shooting, don't announce the suspect and make him famous.
Yeah.
He should only be told to the immediate victims of victim standards. Not everybody in the world needs to see his face and know who he is. That'll cut down on future incidents, I'm sure, for people that, want to make a name for themselves. They know that, they'll have anonymity and nobody will know who they are, therefore maybe they'll think twice about it. The media plastering the Tide Pods, left and right, of course, more kids are going to pick up on it. Just shut up about it, let it go away, and it will. But it's just good to show you how many kids right now are followers instead of leaders, and I think that's a problem.
Yeah. I got a lot of, I do what I call talking points, which in radio, when you do talk shows, you kind of have a rundown of some of the things you want to talk about. And that's what I do, because I'm purely a radio personality. I've wanted to do it since I was 8. You remember, what do you think of that? KQV went off the air for good.
Oh, no way, really?
Yeah, KQV went off for good. And they were like,
I don't know what the heck's going on with the radio, but ever since Coast to Coast switched from FM to AM, like, it's hard to find it. Not a lot of people I know listen to it anymore. And then there's been other radio programs that got canceled that's just...
you know what you do? Okay, you have iHeartRadio?
Right.
Okay, I listen to it WFLA in Tampa, Florida, coast to coast, and it's crystal clear. I listen to iHeartRadio.
Huh.
Yeah, iHeartRadio. As a matter of fact, I think WJAS also streams on iHeartRadio.
Really?
Yeah, they do. 'Cause sometimes I listen to it on there, too. I like WFLA in Tampa, Florida, because I like to listen to warm temperatures.
Oh, man. I got family down in Tampa, and I miss it so much right now.
Yeah, our family used to take a trip down. We used to go to Madeira Beach, which is on St. Petersburg, on the side.
Oh, that's nice.
It's Madeira Beach, the Reddington Shores, and it goes down to Clearwater.
Clearwater is beautiful. Me and this guy at work talk about Clearwater maybe once every 2 weeks.
Oh, man, I told my wife, I said, I like to live down there. I really would like to just pack up and just take this show lock, stock, and barrel down there.
Definitely. Definitely.
Because I'm just sick and tired of this sub-zero garbage, and it's going to get cold here in Iowa here pretty soon.
Oh, I'm sure. My goodness, Pittsburgh it's been bad so far.
Hey, it snowed in Morocco.
That's what I heard.
In the desert.
I think it snowed everywhere except Hawaii.
Yeah.
Even Hawaii got some or something.
Yeah. Which,
you know what?
this is what I would love to meet Al Gore in person and tell him that his whole theory on global warming is just bull.
He totally went back on his statement and he said, no, it has to get colder before it gets warmer. That's the whole process. It is. Every 1,000 years or something like that. But they're capitalizing on it, and they're trying to make money off it by lying, and it's...
Yeah, well...
Once again.
It's a pity, it really is. What are they going to do? Hey, what's going on in Pennsylvania now, though? You got some kind of chemtrails going on. They're spraying for some kind of chemicals or something. I saw a posting.
Yeah, you know what? Honest to God, I think that might be...
Still having trouble hearing you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta get a little closer, maybe. I think that's one of the biggest issues facing the world today that not a lot of people are aware about. People that are aware don't want to believe in reality, and that kind of like upset me a little bit. So next time I got a chance to call in, I said, just give it a chance. I was like, you need to look it up. All you have to do is Google geoengineering, and it totally will explain it to you on what they're doing. And it's not only that, like the governments have, and governments plural, meaning more than just the U.S. government, has been coming clean about it.
Yeah.
And this is stuff that they're shooting into the atmosphere that could potentially drop on us and make us sick as dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. And they say that flu is in that somehow. I don't know how, but they said the flu could be in there, the flu virus.
It could be, done by aerial spraying?
Yeah.
That's possible. It definitely is.
I mean...
I know there's barium, aluminum oxide, I think a couple more ingredients that they said that's what they're releasing into the atmosphere. And if that's dropping on us, which I'm sure it is, because they've conducted experiments before in the past, it's even documented. They tested it, the same aerial spraying over San Francisco, I believe in like 39 or 49 or 49, I believe. 59 maybe. It was one of those. But they wanted to see how much of a reach it could get from the height that they dropped it. And it spread over an area, just a massive area. So yeah, if you see them up in the air,
I was over at my buddy's house last week, and his two kids were pointing up to planes, and they were like, "Hey, look, Ben, look, rocket ships." And I'm like, "Okay, I need to, step away before I get his 8-year-olds. I teach them about chemtrails. They don't need to know this. They're too young." But I think it is a big issue.
Yeah, when I was little, we used to call them Skyliners. And,
see, people claim that it hasn't happened before the 90s, but I remember when I was a kid, too. But it does go back a pretty good ways. I just think that they've been doing it a lot more nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Easily noticeable.
Yeah. So, excuse me, I treat this like a radio show because I've always wanted to do this all my life. So, regardless, I usually talk to my audience to remind you when we're talking. Your name, I want to make sure that I'm pronouncing your name right. Ben Osan?
Yeah, Osan.
Okay. And I went talking to him because I had to flip the boards over because I only do 45 minutes. I'm lucky I get that amount of time. I can't afford the $3 plan, which would be kind of nice to have, but this is 45 minutes airtime is better than nothing. So I'd like to announce that that's who I have as a guest right now, as we're doing, and I call it 50 minutes of nonstop talk. Like 50 minutes of nonstop music and 50 minutes of nonstop talk. So that's what we're doing right now, and just talking about various things going on in the news. And this is GJRB Online on Spreaker across America. Kind of an overcast day. It started sunny here, and now it's overcast. So. What a interesting come-abouts are going. I'll tell you soon. I was Catholic, but I had just had enough of what the Catholic Church has done, and basically I just kind of non-denominational. I belong to a non-denominational church. I'm real close to our pastor. And we talk a lot about. We have this thing, and maybe if you follow me on the internet, on this station, a thing we call the last 7 days. What we do is every Thursday morning, used to be Wednesday, Thursday, we gather at the local Burger King, and we a group of us just start talking. He brings up stories, and we discuss it, and it talks about. We kind of go into Bible prophecy a lot. We deal a lot in Bible prophecy because it's a fascinating subject. The book of Revelations and stuff like that. We even have, right now we're doing Bible study, and we're studying the book of Revelations right now. It's fascinating. It really is. It's scary in a way. And tomorrow morning, for you guys, it'll probably be, what time do you get up for work?
No, way too early.
Okay, the reason I'm asking is tomorrow morning is the lunar eclipse, and it's supposed to be a blood moon. They're calling it a blue blood moon.
It's tomorrow. I forgot all about that. Yeah, I get up about 6. Hopefully, I'll be able to catch it.
Yeah, here I don't know if we're going to get up at 5 o'clock Central Time. I mean. The thing about it is, it's an hour behind you guys, so we're like an hour earlier, but I still don't know. But I think in California, though, they're 3 hours early. 2 hours for
I lived out in Livermore, and I had to adapt to that pretty quick.
So a lot of times now at the top of the hour, I tell time in all 3 time zones. Actually 4.
Oh, nice.
I even have a little time tone. I took a piece of like those, I found a tone because I used to set my levels. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
And I took about 2 seconds of that tone and turned it into a time tone.
Oh, nice.
Because I have Audacity. Did you ever hear that?
Yeah.
When I tell you I can edit anything, I can clip things out, move things around. And I even automate. I have automation. Cool. Yeah, I'm really into this radio stuff. I'm a fanatic.
That's cool. You're good at it, Gary. You're definitely definitely natural at it.
Well, thank you. I almost got a job in nearby. It's a town called Kiwani, but my wife got sick. She has diabetes real bad. She's got a lot of things going on.
Oh.
And so I had to turn it down. It was a pretty good weekend position. It was an AM, FM. They had 3 stations in one building kind of thing. And I would have been on a couple of their FM stations doing weekends.
That'd have been pretty cool.
Yeah, they were.
My buddy mentioned to me probably 5-10 years ago or something. He wanted to this was before like podcasts and stuff got big.
Yeah,
he wanted
Steven.
He wanted to do a local radio station.
Yeah.
And he looked into it, and it was about $800 for the setup. And 2 square mile radius. It wasn't that big.
No,
like
it's a start somewhere.
Cool. Yeah.
And you probably will only get maybe the beginning of the FM down there or the public band.
Yeah. If it wasn't like AM very low.
And, like I said before, if you remember, I don't know how old you are, but you might remember when KQV used to have window studios down on Smithfield Street, over by they call it the corner of Walk and Don't Walk. You could go down there and watch the DJs in the window.
Huh.
Yeah. I'll just send you a picture one of these days of the old studio. I have a picture on here on the computer.
Oh, geez, they do that nowadays. There'd be people walking by giving the bird. I'll tell you what, like, seriously, like, just...
Well, don't you remember KDKA every Christmas? KDKA...
What, they would what?
KDKA every Christmas would broadcast from the store windows.
Huh. No, I don't remember that.
It was back when they were playing music. Back when Jack Bogut was on there, Art Palin...
I'll tell you what, Joey,
Beatty.
That's another... Between CNN, KDKA, I'll be on Facebook, and I know, like, try to keep up with everything, and I just want to know whether or not I'm being lied to, KDKA they spread some misinformation, and sometimes it just blows my mind. CNN is really bad at that.
CNN,
I've been keeping tabs.
I don't like him anyway. I don't like that Don Lemon. I don't like him at all, period. He's a left-wing liberal nut.
They all are on there, Gary. Most of them. I mean, whoever called out Pelosi, I don't know who it was today or yesterday, that was pretty good, but
Pelosi. I make fun of her bad.
Oh, she's goofy. She is goofy, but I think this memo is going to be... like a few weeks ago, or whenever you sent me and found the file to our first segment 2 years ago, I re-listened to it, and
wish it wasn't cut out.
I did not know that, or I didn't think, I really didn't. I was even telling my buddy Mark about this. I was like, I did not think Trump was going to get in. I thought Hillary was a shoo-in.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that defend God wants Trump in there, and God's going to get him to change things.
Yeah.
And, I was like, hey, yeah, I'm a big believer in God. I don't know if he wants this Trump there, but honest to God, in the past year, and what this man's done and exposed, and it hasn't even begun yet. I do believe that wholeheartedly now. I think this is the beginning of the domino effect. I think a lot of the human trafficking is going to get exposed, and just the whole cabal, I think, of just elite
and the thing
people
about it
is
is,
going to get exposed.
here in Clinton, I've been watching because I have 2 stepdaughters, very young, has kids. And I worry about them because I don't go down there at night. Because right now, here in Clinton, Iowa, at our Walmart, there has been some incidents where there have been girls being followed. There's a van here with black windows, and there's human trafficking going on in Clinton.
Yeah.
right here in Clinton, Iowa. And it's got to be everywhere else.
You just got to be vigilant. Like I said, don't be paranoid, just be vigilant.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen a couple videos of guys posting, like, these guys came up to his wife